I would begin this video showing you my design for this workbench we're going to build. The dimensions are 60 by 24, and as you can see, it's going to have 3 drawers in front. I'm probably going to end up taking this top drawer out because once I put a vise or something on here, or if I need to clamp material or anything to the worktop, this drawer might get in my way. So I'll either lower the drawers or take this top drawer out and leave this space here open. That way it gives me more room to work with the bench top. Let me hide the, there's the bench top. And as you can see, I've got the bench top with a lip on it all the way around. That way I've got something to clamp to. And also on one side I'm going to put a power strip. I bought a 12 outlet power strip from Harbor Freight the other day. They were on sale for $17.99. So I got 2 of them. I'm going to put one on this bench and one on my bench that I have already in the shop here. I took the design of these drawers from a video I saw online. These drawers will open from both sides of the bench. As you can see, they'll pull out this way and they'll pull out this way. That way, regardless of which side of the bench you're working on or you're standing on, because this will be out in the middle of the floor, it won't be up against the wall. When I set up my woodworking area, I want to be able to walk around and have like my table saw and things like that out in the middle of the floor, so I don't have to move them around all the time. So I want to be able to walk around this bench and be able to access these drawers from either side. On the side, I put retractable castors. Kind of hard to see, but I have a slot going up these 4x4s, and then this 3/4 inch piece of plywood on top, the 2x4, fits in that slot, and this whole assembly slides up and down. I originally put this cam on it. It's got 2 wheels on each side that attach to the 2x4, and this center piece is a 1 by 1 inch metal tubing. Square tubing. And my original idea was to just take a wrench or crescent wrench or something like that and turn this, and when I did, it would cam down and push the wheels down on the floor and raise the bench up. But I'm not sure that's going to work or not. I wanted something that was out of the way. I've looked at videos online for retractable castors, and they use all kinds of different levers and hinges and pulleys and ropes and wire, and I wanted something simple and something inside the cabinet that would be out of the way, so I didn't trip or run into it every time I walked around the cabinet. I wanted something that was kind of hidden and out of the way. So this is a design I came up with myself. I don't know if it works or not. I've got the shell of the cabinet done. So what I'm going to do is shut this camera off, and I'll kind of walk around and kind of explain what I'm doing, and you'll see the basic framework of the cabinet. Okay, I showed you the drawing on the computer. Now I'm going to show you the real McCoy. I've got it up on its end so you can see what I did with the castors. This whole assembly slides up and down like that. It doesn't fit real tight. I'm going to put some wax on it so it slides a little easier. But also, you can see here in the corner, I've made 2 little stops. I didn't anticipate this when I figured this out. If I pick the table up, that thing would just fall out. So I took some 3/4 inch plywood and made 2 little stops and put screws in them. So if I need to take this assembly off, the only thing I'll have to do is take out these 2 little stops. The cam part of it, I haven't quite decided how I want to do it yet. So let's go ahead and put it on the floor. Hopefully you'll be able to keep it in the camera shot. But this is the basic skeleton of it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trimmers on the bottom. That should keep it pretty sturdy. I will put a 3/4 inch panel on each side, and then 2 right here in the middle. Have drawers on this side and drawers on that side. So that's as far as I've gotten with it. When I get a little bit further down the road on this project, I'll turn the camera back on and give you another update. Okay, back in my garage tonight. I got one side of the bench finished as far as the retractable castors. Is what I did is I took 2 of the cams that were 3/4 inch wide and put 2 of them together and made one cam that was 1.5 inches wide. I was kind of concerned that after a while probably the plywood would crack after I use it a couple of times. So I thought in order to strengthen it, I would use 2 and make it a thicker cam. Plus it would give you more surface area on the board. It seems to work pretty good. The only problem I had is when I lifted up on the table and got the castors on the floor, and when I let go of the crescent wrench, it would just fall back down again because there was nothing stopping the cam from rolling back over again. So what I did is I lifted the bench up where I needed it, and the height that I wanted for the castors, and I marked the spot where the cam was hitting the piece of wood. And then I went over to my disc sander and flattened that area on the cam. So now when I flip it down and the cam rolls like that, the flat spot hits the piece of wood and it holds it in place. So it worked pretty good. I put 2 of these together. I put glue in the middle, and then I put 3 screws right here. And then on the other side, right here, I used longer screws, and I made my pilot holes just a tad bit bigger than the screw was, wider, that is. That way, when I put the screw in the cam, it would strip out and just spin. And then I screwed the screw into the leg, and that way it held it to the leg, but it could spin back and forth on the cam. And it seems to work pretty good. I've got a crescent wrench here, and let's see how it works. There it is. As you can see, the table is probably about 1 inch off the floor. I can't roll it because I haven't put the other side back together yet. I still have to cut the 1 inch metal tubing so I can put the other side together. But I'll probably get to that first thing in the morning. But it seems to be working just fine. Holds it up there. Might have to flatten that cam just a little bit more. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see once I get the other side on there how it rolls and stuff. May have to come up with something else. I'm not sure yet. But we'll go across that bridge when we come to it. But it does work. As you can see, it's staying up there. And if I want to, I can take my crescent wrench and just hang it on the leg or something like that. Or if I really feel ambitious, I can walk 15 feet over to my toolbox and grab the crescent wrench when I need it. That way, I don't have to hang it on the bench. But that's only if I'm real ambitious. So anyway, that's all I'm going to shoot tonight. I wanted to show you my retractable casters. I don't have the top attached yet. I just got laying it on top here. The top is going to be this 1 1/4 inch plus another 3/4 inch piece of plywood. So I'll have a 2-inch top on it. And then I'll put the power strip on one side. And I still got the drawers and stuff to make. So I'll shoot some more video as I progress. I'm hoping maybe by the end of next week I'll have this done. I don't get out here as much as I want because of all the other things I'm doing for my business and stuff. But we'll shoot some more video when I feel like I got something I gotta show you. Morning, YouTube. I thought I'd do a quick update on my workbench before it gets too warm in here and I gotta turn the fans on. I've gotten both caster retractable wheels on the bench. I've got the bottom put on it. Right now I'm working on the drawers and mitered slots for the drawer guides. Here are the drawers. I have some 1/2-inch plywood sitting out back that I've been wanting to use before it got too warped and stuff before I could use it. So I made the drawers out of the 1/2-inch plywood. I still got to sand them down and kind of clean them up a little bit. But instead of using tongue and groove or butt joints, I made corner braces for each drawer. And then on the bottom, I cut the corner braces 3/4 of an inch short on the other side. And then for the bottom, instead of using the groove, because it's such thin plywood, I decided I would just put the bottom on top of those braces, and then I've got it, don't have them glued, but I have had it brad nailed, and then on each end I put screws. So I think they're pretty sturdy. There's one of my runners that will fit in the groove, like that. And then of course it'll slide either way. I still have some adjustments to do as far as they're a little bit tight, so I might have to sand the runners down or something a little bit, but I think it's going to work. The way I made these dados in the plywood is I used my little mini router from Harbor Freight with a 3/4 inch flat bit on it. I've really been impressed with this router. For $29, I have used it a lot. Also made a little router table for my table saw. That video is on my channel if you want to watch it. I've used it a couple of times and it works good. But for this one, because the piece was so big, I couldn't really use the router table. So I made a jig that fits. The router fits perfectly between these two boards like that. There's no play whatsoever. So I laid this down on the table and I made this sure this cross member here was square with the board. I got that centered to where I want it and lined it up where I needed the groove. And I started out with just a very slight, maybe 1/16 of an inch or so down, and I made my first cut, made sure it was nice and straight and it was where I wanted it. If I had to do some correcting or something, then I was able to do it without making too deep a cut, and I would still have an accurate and 3/4 inch dado in the wood. Once I got this where I wanted it, I took some screws and just screwed it right down to the board itself to hold it in place and cut my dados. But if you need a little bitty mini router, I tell you what, really been impressed with this router. From Harbor Freight, I know they get bad reps and stuff, but this has been a good little router. I just bought a Craftsman router table. I'll do a video on it when I get this bench done. Paid $90 for it. It came with 2 routers, the table, 10-piece set of bits, and a couple other things. And got a good deal on it, and I'm anxious to try it out and use it. But again, on these larger pieces for the drawers, I thought it would be easier and more accurate to lay it down on the bench and do it this way. But anyway, I'll start this video again when I got something else to show you.